And this is What Lonzo Thinks, a free-flowing, wide-ranging discussion. We talk about everything on What Lonzo Thinks. You know the deal. Music, politics, sports, entertainment, you name it. If it's happening, we're going to talk about it. And today I'm honored because I have a special guest. I have Nance, the CEO and owner of Ace Entertainment. It is a wide-range production and management company based out of Atlanta, Georgia. She has worked with a lot of big people in the industry, make some serious moves here in Atlanta. She's worked with, people like Drake, Rick Ross, Rashida, Michelle A., Curtis Blow. She worked with the legends. She worked with some new legends, old legends, you name it. She's a mover and shaker here in the Atlanta area. She's a Grammy member. She's a member of Georgia Music Partners. She's a TV producer, actress. She's in the rap game. You name it. If it's in the industry, she can do it, make it happen, or get into it. And it's great to have her on the show today. Jackie, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my honor. And I apologize. It's Nance. I won't make that mistake again. It's Nance of Ace Entertainment. How you doing? How's it going?
I'm doing well today. I'm here in this heat in the ATL, but I'm doing well.
Now, that's one thing we do need to talk about is the heat. What is up with this heat? And kind of tell folks, because folks always talk about hot Atlanta, things of that nature. Unless you're down here and you haven't experienced it, tell us a little something about that.
Well, it really is hot Atlanta. Atlanta's weather is bipolar from Columbus, Ohio. So it could be raining and sunshine at the same time and be 91 degrees.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can drive 5 minutes up and it never rains there. It is so bipolar here, the weather.
Absolutely.
And some of the people.
So, you're from Ohio, right?
Yes.
Okay, what part?
Ohio State, about that.
So, what brought you from Ohio to the ATL?
Well, I wanted to increase awareness about my brand and build my brand more. So I needed to be in the place where I can really network and grow. It's a place that fits both financially and both for my business.
Okay, and you mentioned a great word there. It's something I want to kind of jump on because I think it's very important, especially 2017 forward, brand. What is that all about? Because you hear the word brand a lot, especially when it comes to celebrities, athletes, things of that nature. And how important is branding in today's entertainment society? Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, branding is your paycheck. At the end of the day, you have to have a brand to get a paycheck. You know, they don't pay LeBron James all this money. I mean, yeah, they pay him because he plays ball, but he has this brand that he is the greatest ball player in the league, in the world. So that's why all these other companies come to them because they want their name associated with his name. So if you're trying to get out there and do something, you have to start by creating a brand for yourself. You can have a negative brand where people don't want to work with you, and you can have a great brand where people want to work with you. You want to try to build your brand. The better your brand, the better the check.
Excellent. That's an excellent description there, and that's something that I think people really don't have a full grasp of when it comes to branding. That's a good example of that. When you talk about a negative or positive brand and how it can kind of dovetail. You know the Catch Me Outside girl. Is that something that you would classify as a negative or positive brand, or a little bit of both?
Well, it depends on where you are in your career. For her, it became a positive brand because things started happening from her from that point on. For me, it may not be as positive. It just depends on where you are in your career and in your life.
I see. And let's get on Ace a little bit. Tell me about Ace. Kind of just describe what Ace is all about, what your end game is, and what your place is in the industry today.
Well, Ace Entertainment is a management and an independent label. We do manage artists. We produce and write television shows, scripted and unscripted. We are currently working on reality-based television. The end game for Ace Entertainment is to have to leave a legacy in this business, that Ace Entertainment was here. We did what we were supposed to do. We created great entertainment. We took care of our clients. We took care of our artists, and we did it with dignity.
Awesome, awesome. I like that word, dignity. Obviously, the industry, the entertainment industry, music, television, film, you name it, it gets a bad rap when it comes to words like dignity. Can you, just for our listeners, kind of describe a little bit what the industry is like for you when it comes to that word dignity and how it impacts the way you do business?
Well, it's very important to me because of the brand I'm building. You know, it wasn't always easy, which is why I go by J Nance instead of Jackie or Jacqueline. Like my friends call me Jackie, and family call me Jackie Joe. But I had to go by J Nance because coming into this business, it was tough. So I couldn't let them know if I was a male or female. That's why I just used my initial of my name, J Nance. So they had no idea if I was a male or female. And they've already seen my work, so I've already proven myself that I'm a female. So that's how that started with the business. And it's just, you know, I just build from there, and I'm really trying to help employ people, help set a platform for people who are doing great things. Nice for them.
Okay, and how long have you been operating under Ace, and how did you get your start, and what motivated you to start your own thing?
Well, just over 11 years with Ace Entertainment, I actually started, my niece's husband asked me to manage him. He was a gospel rapper, and he asked me to manage him, and I didn't know anything about managing. He didn't know he needed somebody to finance him, and that's what a lot of artists get wrong. They're looking for somebody that's fund their project. They're not really looking for a manager. So that's why I started, was with managing him, and then more and more people were coming because I was getting him on shows and doing things for him, and I got him a record deal. So they were like, "This is your first time, and you coming out, and you get people deals, and you ain't never done this?" So that's why I kind of started. And Ace Entertainment actually was another gentleman's company as a partner in the company, but he decided he wanted to be an artist instead of on the management side. And I was like, well, you're horrible. You can't decide to Ace. You know, and that was his name. So I bought the company out from him, and now I run it with my partners.
Awesome, awesome. So, starting out, can you tell us about maybe some of the setbacks or pitfalls that you endured and how you learned from those to become better at what you do?
Oh, yeah. My pitfalls, every time somebody sold me a dream, I bought it. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. You know, they just will you in, and I done put out so much money buying into these dreams that it wasn't worth it. Fictional at the end, you know. I didn't understand how the business works. I didn't understand about janky promoters at the time. You know, it's very clear to me now. Just buy the knowledge that you need overnight. You're going to have to spend money, but not one person can make that. Well, in today's world, it can happen. It's different today than it was starting out then. You know, everyone was trying to charge me to do every single thing because they wouldn't get paid from anyone else, and I was the sucker out here like, oh, I'm just so anxious to learn. I want to be in the spot. I want to network. I want to be around these celebrities, ripping me off left and right.
So that was a hard lesson to learn, huh?
And an expensive one.
So what kind of advice would you give to someone who's getting started in the management game?
Intern with another manager. Get you managers in the business, you know, people who have working artists, not just because they say they're a manager, working artists who are getting paid to come out and do what they do. Find you some mentors in the business. Sonia Norwood has been a huge mentor of mine in this business. You know, she's kept me from going down some very slippery slopes.
I lost that. What was her name again?
Sonia Norwood, Brandy's mom.
Okay. Brandy Norwood's mother? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and she's been a great, great mentor, as well as Tracy Edmonds' mentor. And, you know, they just, women that are in this business, they've been in the business for a while, and, you know, I'm just kind of under their wing, and, you know, whether we're talking through social media, however it happens, they give great advice.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because in this industry, especially when you're successful, especially when you're a celebrity and you have a name out there, everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody wants to work with you. Everybody wants to intern with you. Everybody wants to be in your circle. And I know it's got to be difficult to be in that position where everybody you meet wants something from you. So tell us how you were able to convince someone like a Tracy Edmonds or Sonia Norwood to work with you. Was it through networking? Was it through personal relationship building? Or just kind of explain how you kind of got into the inner circle?
It was all through social media. It was all through social media is how I formed those relationships. And that's how I speak with them. I don't call them on the phone like, hey, what's going on? Everything is through social media. And they saw what I posted, and they respected what I posted. So you didn't see me out here. You don't see me posting me doing X, Y, and Z. It's about business to me. So you don't see all that crazy stuff on my social media where they wouldn't want to interact their brand with it. So, you know, I can just like DM a question, hey, this is this going on. And, you know, sometimes she'll answer straight out. Sometimes she'll do a thing on her Facebook post for everybody to know about it. You know, because this is a question that she gets asked a lot. She is very good about giving advice. Very, very good about giving advice.
Awesome. So you've been in the game over 10 years now. So you got more than a decade in. Can you give me something more specific as far as how the business has changed from the time you started versus right now? The biggest change to you.
When I started, it was really about the money. You know, it still is. Right now, is who you know, but more importantly, who knows you. You can know a lot of people, but if they don't know you, it's not happening. Not happening. It is a very, it's very number and social media driven now. You got to have numbers. That's what they want to see. Numbers. It's about the art of the music. Now it's about the numbers. How many numbers are you getting? How many people can you get? How can you flip it? You know, that's what it's about now. It's up, as long as you're getting the numbers.
Okay, define numbers.
Like, let's say YouTube numbers. So if you have a video on YouTube, let's say you have an artist who's trying to get signed, who's dope, who's getting all these verbal accolades from all these major people, but no one will get behind it because, which means on YouTube, you don't have at least 1 million hits on that song and at least 100,000 followers or more. You can be as dope as you want to be, but you can have a whack artist, but somehow they've gotten the numbers because they have the numbers. Numbers equals money. Numbers equal money.
So how do you break?
So whether
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was like, so whether it's Instagram, Twitter, you need to build your numbers and build your brand, which help build your numbers. More people in. Like, I know a lot of major executives who have like 200 followers, but they are the head CEO of Fortune 500 companies. But people don't know who they are, so you never know who's watching.
So let me ask you this. So how do you break a new artist nowadays? Is it strictly through social media, YouTube, so on and so forth, or is there an outside the box method that can also be effective?
I didn't hear the beginning of the question.
Or how do you break a new artist nowadays? Is it strictly through social media, or?
Mostly it's through social media, because if you get something that goes viral, that's your opportunity to break. You may only break for that one song, but it's going viral. Usually, what I'm seeing right now, the pattern, the people who are going viral are the people who are getting the deals.
So to reiterate, it's not about talent. It's about who knows you, numbers. Correct?
And how many numbers you're getting. And I'm not saying it's not completely about talent, because you still have to have some form of talent there. But they may see where they can do something with that one song and be in and out. And that's not everyone in the business. There's still genuine people who actually care about music and live instrumentation, and then there's some, because for myself, I'd be a hypocrite if I say I didn't look at numbers. But you got to have some talent with the numbers, too. I take someone who has less talent but has more heart in working those numbers than someone who has a lot of talent and is not working, just say they have it made already.
Okay, so as a manager, and someone who has to evaluate talent, explain to me and for our listeners out there how, especially if you're dealing with someone who's young, how you deal with the people around that artist, like a parent, friends, mentors, things of that nature.
Well, I've learned my lesson, so I don't deal with momagers or papagers any longer. And I know that's bad to say. I've learned my lesson. I learned it the hard way, and they're not willing to let me do it 100%. I'm not willing to work with that artist at all. At all. It becomes a line that's drawn when you're trying to increase awareness about them. And I understand, like, if you're doing something that's putting their child in jeopardy, that's in, because there's a lot of shady people out here. And I get it, and that's what makes it hard for me, someone who's actually doing legitimate business. But you just have to be careful of, the child's dream versus the parent's dream. And sometimes it's not the child's dream. They're just doing it because the parent's pushing them. And at some point, they're not going to want to do it any longer. And you done invested all this time and money, and then they don't want to do it because they're...
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I thought I lost you for a second there. All right. So you're a Grammy member, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So explain to everyone what it is to be a Grammy member and what your responsibilities are and how that benefits you and your brand.
Well, being a member of the Recording Academy, which is the highest accolade you can receive as an artist, receiving a Grammy. My job as a Recording Academy member is to listen and evaluate music, opinion on it as to, if they're going to receive a nomination or not. And also, there's a lot of events that we have to help build the music community. Like in Georgia right now, you have the, we're working on a tax credit for music. And we're working on that through the Georgia Music Partners, through the Recording Academy, getting artists to come out, support, getting them to vote on these things. Like, this stuff was on the ballot. But if you didn't go out and vote, the ballot. And that's something that we need. You got the tax credit for the film. Imagine if we get the tax credit for the music. All the scoring, producers, engineers, that's a benefit to a lot of people.
I see. And what qualifications are there? What's the requirements to become a Grammy member?
Well, you have to have been in the business for an extended period of time. You have to have either written or produced so many songs. been viable songs which have been up for sale. So they have different criteria for different levels of the Recording Academy. But that's the basic criteria just to get in. You know, or you have to have mass media appeal.
I see. And how does that impact your brand?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. When people hear you're from the Recording Academy or you're a Grammy member, you know, they kind of, you know, you kind of stick your chest out at that. You know, I haven't won. That's like the artist saying Grammy award-winning artist. I haven't won a Grammy yet. In the next 2 years, I plan to have my first nomination. I'm not submitting this year. I'm saving it for next year. But it's huge with your brand. And, you know, I still go out and do showcases. You don't see a lot of Grammy members out here at these open mics trying to relay the information to these artists who are coming up. I'm trying to tell them, this is what we're looking at. So this is what you need to be doing if you're planning on getting here. If you're planning on receiving a Grammy, this is what we're looking for. So I'm trying to tell them, you know, you don't see a lot of people from the Recording Academy going to these open mics telling these kids this. Back from that, because I can go from the boardroom to the club, from the street to the bar. You know, I can here and be comfortable.
Okay, and are you national, or are you concentrating your efforts strictly here in Atlanta?
I am national, and I'm actually going international next year.
Okay.
Yes.
And as far as artists that you have signed to your roster, can you tell us a little bit about that? How many you have, and who's the hot talent, and are you looking for more talent? What you're looking for, things of that nature.
Okay, I currently have 2 artists that are signed. Sassy Boflo, she is a violinist. She's a classically trained violinist, so she can play any genre of any music. She plays any song from here in 15 seconds. Music she produces, she is like the niche to someone who has a song and they can't figure out what it's missing. Put Sassy Boflo on there, and you're gonna have a hit. Doing a lot of work around. She's getting a lot of recognition right now. We just submitted her for a couple of film projects, so that's looking real positive. And she's also been submitted for a Grammy consideration. So she's working. My other artist is Zachariah Kane. He's a rapper out of Columbus, Ohio. Both of these artists are out of Columbus, Ohio, out of my hometown, to help somebody from my hometown. And he's an incredible writer, producer, and rapper. And, you know, he's tapping into the little singing a little bit. The industry is calling him the Blue-Eyed Drake right now.
The Blue-Eyed Drake?
The Blue-Eyed Drake.
Okay, all right.
He's a rapper. He produces all his own music.
Awesome. I like that.
We'll take it. It's not an insult.
So are you mining talent in Atlanta right now, or are you kind of holding steady with what you have so far?
Well, right now I'm just holding with what I have and working on getting them deals and placements and getting them into. I'm shopping them, which doesn't mean always a major label. We're considering all avenues. I'm shopping them for tours, commercials. I just think outside the box, not just trying to get on radio and get on a major label. If that comes, yes, we'll be happy to entertain it. But there's a lot of things, like we're doing zoos, we're doing circus, we're doing fairs. You know, they're working. They're working artists who are getting paid.
That's the important thing, because it's hard to be an artist if you ain't getting paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have a couple of writers that I signed, and she's writing reality shows and short films. So I'm working with, she has 2 incredible projects that are about to drop, and it looks like she's going to be getting something major from that. Her kids are the Glow Twins. They have like 1.5 million followers just on Instagram alone. stuff goes viral. So I'm working with her currently on her reality show.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, J Nance, it is 11:37 a.m. on August 17th, 2017. So tell me, at 11:37 a.m. on August 17, 2020, where are you and Ace going to be?
You went out from the end of it.
Okay, you lost me? Okay. All right. It is.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
You go.
We got technology, but hey, even technology fails now and then. Okay, I'll repeat the question. It is 11:37 a.m. on August 17th, 2017. At 11:37 a.m. August 17th, 2020, where will you and Ace be?
Well, we will be preparing for our second Grammy nomination and really promoting that nod to get our actual Grammy award. A multifaceted company, a successful multifaceted company with hopefully 3 shows on national networks.
Awesome. So you have a plan.
Yes, that's what we are currently working on that, and I believe that's very soon.
Awesome. Okay, I want to discuss something with you. Okay, and this is I think this is an interesting subject for me, and I just want to kind of get your take on it. All right, a few years ago, I happened to find myself in a room with I'm not gonna name a name, but I found myself in a room with an Academy Award winning actor and one of the best actors working today. All right, and I find myself having a conversation with this world famous Academy Award winning actor. So I asked him, what advice would you give to anyone who is trying to move forward in the film industry? Okay, having been through all you've been through, what kind of advice would you give someone? And this actor, so what?
For one, I would surround myself with people who've already done it successfully.
Hold on. I haven't finished yet. There's an end game to this. Okay, I'm sorry, but there's an end game to this. Okay, so I asked him that question, right? And the answer that he gave me was never give up. And I looked at him.
I didn't hear the answer. It cut out.
Okay, his answer was, I asked him that question, and his answer was never give up. And I looked at him. I gave him this incredulous look. Now, I didn't say what I thought, but what went through my head was, dude, seriously? Is that the best you can do? I can get that answer from anyone. I can go to a janitor and ask him, hey, how can I become the best janitor in the world? Never give up. Okay, that is, and I didn't say this to him obviously, but this is what's going through my head. Okay, I know you've been through hell and high water to get to where you are. I know it's a tough business. I'm in the business. You're in the business. You know how tough it is. If someone asks me that question, the last thing I'm ever going to say is never give up. That is not an answer. That's a get the hell away from me answer, basically.
Exactly.
Okay? So now, give me your thoughts on that now, especially dealing with someone who is as accomplished as that. Yeah.
Well, with that answer, that's basically to me, I feel like people are threatened to give advice because they feel like you're coming for their position. That's a politically correct, middle of the road, I'm not getting involved answer.
Right.
That's what that.
I agree 100%. And I think the look on my face said it all, and I think he saw, my disgust at that answer, and we kind of kept it moving from there. I was like, all right, man, thanks, I appreciate it, good talking with you, good luck down the road, and bye. I mean, and I think people kind of get a misconception when it comes to when it comes to this industry and dealing with people in the industry, especially when you encounter someone who is rich and famous and has accomplished a whole hell of a lot. You don't bow down to those people. You don't go up to them, oh, I love your work, can I take a picture with you? It doesn't work that way. Okay? And correct me if I'm wrong, because that person is just like you. They just have accomplished a little bit more. They've had more breaks. They've maybe worked a little bit harder. Whatever it was that got them to that point, they are no different than you. They're just at a different level than you. So whenever I meet someone in the industry that's accomplished a lot, I don't suck up to them. I don't fawn over them because they've had that 1,000 times before. I come at them direct, respectfully. How you doing? This and the third. Ask direct questions. Hopefully get direct answers. Now, especially in Atlanta, you run into a lot of famous people here and there, and if you work long enough in the industry, you're going to find yourself in a room with people who are very influential and who have accomplished a lot. Now, put yourself in that room, and for our listeners, tell them what they should do when they're in that room.
Well, myself, and I'm different than most people because my struggle is different than most people, but tell people, surround yourself with people who've done it successfully, who are willing to help you as long as you're helping yourself. And you put yourself in those situations, because if you're just people who've never done it and they're just telling you how to do it, that's not going to get you there. That's not going to get you there. You need people. He would be perfect. He or she would be perfect because really what's going on. Like, okay, so this person's not going to help me, so I know I'm going to encounter that in the business. Everyone's not going to help you. Everyone's not going to give you advice, and everyone's not going to do it for free. You have to be willing to do the research and surround yourself with those people, and it takes a while. You have to build a rapport. I don't care if you go in there as the janitor. You may want to be the best film director you can be, but you may have to work as a janitor to get to the person. Your career blossom.
Right, absolutely, and I totally agree with that, and I think that is some excellent advice. Now, that being said, I'm pretty sure you've run across a lot of people who think they got the talent, who swear they got the talent, and you can tell from the very moment they open their mouth that they ain't going to make it. How do you handle that?
Mm-hmm. Well, right now they're calling me the black female Simon Cowell because one of the shows I'm on, I'm a judge, and I was just like, I'm just honest. Tell them, look, for me, that won't work because I can't make money off of that. Now, if you do X, Y, and Z, you may have a chance to work with us. I'm not saying someone else may not work with you, but what I'm doing, you don't work. That's exactly how I am.
And does that make you feel bad, or you feel like you're doing them a favor?
I feel like I'm doing them a favor because they're going to get so much sugar coating anyway. I'm telling them that it doesn't work and why. And I tell them I'm talking as a promoter, a manager who's in the business, and you have to be a flip artist. You have to bring income in, and you think about a promoter's point of view. Why would I book you if it's not going to benefit me? So there's no point for me booking you. So I tell them from a promoter standpoint, that's how I talk to all the artists. You want to get your music out there to the masses. You want to tour, you want to make money, you want to get it on radio. Well, as a promoter, I'm telling you, I would not book you because of the X, Y, and Z. Do X, Y, and Z, we can have this conversation again, and we can see where we are and reevaluate it. But right now, I don't see how you fit in with what I'm doing. I don't see it beneficial to myself. Everything I do is going to benefit the other person, but I don't see how it's beneficial to me. I don't feel bad at all. I'm just honest and
yeah. I feel you.
I'm just letting them know, like, that ain't gonna work for me. It might work for somebody else. I'm not telling them it's not gonna work. I say it's not gonna work for me.
Right. I certainly understand that. Okay, I know you're also working in television and film as well. So tell us a little bit about your projects when it comes to and what you're doing in TV and film.
Well, I'm actually working on some reality shows right now, and I created a couple of reality shows, and we just filmed 2 sizzle reels, starting another documentary that we're going to be filming, and it's been a great experience. You really have to, focus on the actual production of it, because this isn't what I do. So, that's what I say about surrounding yourself with people who do that and they know what to look for. So that's going really well. I just received a production deal, so I'm very happy about that. So now we're getting our stuff produced at the level. We have the people who film Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Atlanta and Grown Up Hip Hop Atlanta. That's who's filming my projects now. So we're getting that same level of professionalism these people with these multi-million-dollar shows are getting. So it's given us an opportunity to be on the same playing field as far as quality of our product. With film, I have to be honest, it was actually working with you, trying to get these other films out there that encouraged me to do. I've only wanted to do one film project. I want to stay in television because the film is not my lane. I know my lane. But working with you and watching you, it actually encouraged me to write this story. And that's how that one came up. That is no lie.
Wow. I've inspired you? Wow.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Way back to a couple of projects. I don't want to mention no names.
Right,
but,
I understand.
A couple of projects. Absolutely. Awesome. I just want to do this one film project. That's it.
You're lying. I tell you right now, you're lying, because once you do one, you're gonna want to do another and another and another. Once you get bit by that bug, you can't let it go. Come on now.
Well, I don't know, because and the reason why I say that is, like, television, it seems to happen quicker. It doesn't cost as much to get something going. With the film, it's dollars to get the things going, and it's such a long process. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is a super long process. I can make this a television show quicker than I can as a film. It takes and I give it up to filmmakers, because it takes a lot, and everybody's shopping their film, and everybody has a budget, everybody's trying to get it, and everything's $1 million, $3 million, $5 million. I'm like, okay, well, I just produced this show for $7,000 with that, and let's build this money up. But that's what scared me about film. That's what scared me. You put all that work, all that hard work and energy into it, and then you can't get the funding for it. It just scares me.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. You nailed it. It is. I mean, it's terrifying. Obviously, you and I, we've been down that road, so we both know, where it kind of leads. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a painstaking process, and you gotta have a lot of self-confidence and intestinal fortitude to kind of see it through. And I'm not afraid to say it. I'll come out and say it. I'm sorry?
I can hear you. It was breaking up.
Okay. I'll come out and say it. I mean, when you're black, it's twice as hard in the film industry. And that is just a fact of the matter. I've dealt with way too many people to say any different. But I guess that goes for any walk of life, and not to make it a racial thing or anything like that. You just, no matter what, you got to be in the right place at the right time, put in the effort, know the right people, and believe in yourself and have confidence. And those other factors, they're going to work themselves out, or they're not. And those are factors that you can't control. You can't change your skin color, you can't change your orientation, you can't change your sex, you can't change a lot of things.
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. So that's just something that I think. Let's talk about that for just a moment. Not to get too deep into it, but do you think that young aspiring artists are a bit jaded when it comes to that issue in the business?
know what? I don't, because these artists they're not looking that far ahead. The ones I've run into, they're not. Their end goal, like for me with music, the end goal is a Grammy. That's the highest accolade as a musician, as an artist. For me, is a Grammy. Academy Award, that's huge for an actor. That's big. And unless you're actually already in the business, I don't think someone just getting in the business, that would discourage them. If you're in the business, working, yeah, it can discourage you from encouraging other people to come into business, I think. But because I feel it's very racist. I do. I'm just gonna say it. I feel it's very racist.
Oh,
the next
absolutely.
couple of years, a lot of African American filmmakers and directors are going to be getting nominations and awards because we got Trump in office, so they don't want to be associated with that, so they got to cover their butt. So I think in the next 2 years, we're going to have more African American filmmakers nominated than any other time.
I totally agree.
Any other time.
I totally agree. And
Yeah.
and you make an interesting point. Once again, my number one goal when I first started writing, my goal was to sell a screenplay. That was it. I just wanted to sell a screenplay. That's it. That was my success. Okay, I've sold 4 screenplays, so I've achieved my ultimate goal 4 times over. Okay.
Okay, good.
Now,
congrats.
thank you. Now, but unfortunately, those 4 screenplays that I've sold, none of them have been produced as of yet. And you know some of the background on that. But
Right.
because it's like I think it's important to adjust your goals, because once you reach whatever goal you set, great, awesome. But usually when you achieve your goal, there's something else behind that goal that is going to instantly morph into. Because obviously, if you sell a screenplay, what's the next logical thing for it to be produced, right?
Absolutely.
Right. And I'm sure if you win 1 Grammy, you're gonna want to win 2. You're gonna want to do something else with that Grammy. That Grammy, obviously, is the highest honor you can get in the music business, but that's going to open another door for you, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So I guess when it comes to goal setting, things of that nature, it's good to have something to shoot for. But once you achieve that goal, you should also, I think, have a plan for where the achievement of that goal might lead you to. And I think a lot of people, I think when you see maybe some performers kind of fall off after they've had that hit record, then you don't hear them anymore, or had that hit film and you don't see them anymore. I think it's because they didn't maybe anticipate reaching that goal, and once they reached that goal, it was like, okay, now I can eat. I don't need to do anything else.
Right.
So do you see that a lot? 'Cause I know for some artists that you run into, their goal might be just to get into a studio and hear their voice on a track.
I know a lot of those studio artists
Yeah.
that don't do anything with it, never release a song, and a lot of them are on reality television. They're always in the studio, but nothing ever happens.
Right.
So yeah, I do run into that, but you're absolutely correct about readjusting your goals, which I do that as well. But with having the goal to receive a Grammy is up. Just like you're doing a film and you got an actor, then you got Academy Award winning actor. You're probably going to lean more towards the Academy Award winning actor. A Grammy award winning Grammy songwriter, and then you have a songwriter, and you can have your choice of which one is going to work on your project. You're probably going to pick the Grammy winner. A lot of doors for you, and it's like and it comes from your peers. That's the thing about it. The Grammy comes from your peers. Side voters is voting members who are in the business.
Right,
It's
absolutely.
not a panel of like 6 white males who have nothing to do with anything. I'm just saying.
I hear you.
I just do this for.
I hear you. All right, J Nance. Anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to leave with our listeners, or anything that we didn't touch on that you want to promote?
Well, I just want to tell everybody never give up. No, I'm just kidding.
You better not. I'm going to cut that part out.
I can resist. If you have goals and you have dreams and things that you're trying to achieve, look at someone who's doing it and doing it successful. Try to reach out to them. You know, be considerate how you reach out to them and what you say to them and how you're promoting yourself, because that goes a long way. I have a lot of artists who hit me up. Even the first thing I see is you smoking weed. I'm not hitting you up. I'm not. I don't care what you do in your personal life, but if you try to come on Ace and that's the first thing I see on your social media, it's not happening. I just tell them, I don't care how good you are, that is not happening. Unless you already have a Grammy and you come in with a check. But most of them don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emulate what they're seeing, but you don't have what they have already.
Right.
So, and I just want to thank you for having me on, and everybody can follow me on my social media. It's on everything. So, you know, holla at your girl. I got something big coming out real soon that's going to be huge for artists of all genres, whether it's acting, whether it's music, whether it's film. If you're a photographer, I have a huge business that's going to be launching real soon. We're just trying to launch it when a television show launches.
Okay, awesome. And of course, I'd love to have you back on the show again in the future. You know, next time you have something big going on, or you want to promote something, or have an artist that you want to get highlighted, just let me know. We'll make it happen.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Jay Nance, CEO of Ace Entertainment. I thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you next time.